I got a question for you.
No problem.
What do you think doctors today should know, especially primary care physicians, that will help them allow young men like us to go back and want to visit them more often? What's your advice to doctors in regards to, like, you know, a younger male population?
That's a great question. I think a lot of primary care doctors, especially in today's day and age, should really try to understand, for one, understand the population that they're treating, and whatever, if it's in a minority community or whatever type of community. I think for males, I think you should try your best. Physicians should try their best to like create an environment where, for one, the male is comfortable. Hearing the patient out, if they prefer maybe a male physician or a female physician, because especially what we've talked about at least previously, a lot of us was kind of really on different sides of that issue. Like some of us prefer a female physician at certain points in our life, while some didn't care, while some prefer the male physician at certain points in our life. So getting that feedback from I think the male patient population is highly important. I also believe constantly interacting with your patient. Don't make it so much of I do this, you do that. You this, when you do this, I do that. Try to conversate, go back and forth with each other to make the most cohesive and comfortable environment. I think that's what really needs to be done.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you see that so much. My bad.
Man.
You see so much, man, in the medical field. I mean, they're brilliant people, right? And they go to school for 1,000 years to become a doctor. But you do see that kind of gap between, like, you're brilliant, but can you hold the conversation? And not just that, but for me, I remember having one of the male docs. He made it. I mean, he took the initiative, and his initiative made it super comfortable for me to open up and to just be cool with. Are you gonna check me out? Yeah, it's a little weird, but it's gonna be quick and it's gonna be fine.
Right.
And just him acknowledging that beforehand is like, hey, it's not that bad. Exactly. You know, so it's you know, like you said, man, just having the kind of conversation that makes it more personal and makes it just, you know, it kind of just breaks the ice a little bit with those tough conversations sometimes you have when it comes to your health. Not everybody likes to talk about everything, and then they ask you them anyway. So it's like, you know, have you been having sex? Are you an alcoholic or something? I mean, I don't know if they ask that, but you know, there's a big opportunity. I think your relationship with your doctor is a prime opportunity to build the kind of relationship that can influence them and touch in different areas of their life where they can maybe share or learn, right, a little bit about things.
You know, I think it would be cool, something, you know, I just thought about, maybe like try to see different like institutions in the community, whether that's like different jobs and schools where, you know, young men are working, to just try to one day, you know, maybe once in a blue moon, visit and, you know, introduce yourself and reach out to the community.
I like that idea a lot.
I mean, I know, you know, physicians are like always like busy working nonstop, but sometimes, you know, I feel like if I saw a doctor come to the school that I'm attending or something, you know, I think that for me, that would mean something. Definitely. You know, I would feel like, you know, actually wanting to go visit them because they care about my health, you know, rather than them waiting for me if I even decide to ever go.
And now they got these clinics in the schools now too, like in the middle schools and the high schools, where, I mean, they can, I'm guessing they would build long-standing relationships with the PCP, the primary care physician.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think that would be cool too. I mean, yeah.
Oh, sorry, bro.
Yeah, man.
I think that, like, just piggybacking off what Rahad said, I think that community, a physician trying to make like a community intervention, because I think what's not really talked about a lot is like the historical and psychological aspects of, especially like minority children when it comes to physicians. Because like, I know, like, a lot of black men in today's age, where when it comes to westernized medicine, they just think it's all garbage. It's foolishness. Exactly. And that's something like knowing about the Tuskegee experiment, know about other atrocities that happen with minorities, and then believe in more like herbal medicine and different things of that nature. So I think if a lot of physicians made more of a community intervention and really try to get recognized in that community, live in that community, and really integrate in that community, I think it would change the game tremendously.
I agree with you. I definitely agree with you. But the real question is the physician capable of doing that?
I think so.
To that regard, I say this. I think it's hard to universally say that because everybody has a different personality. Everybody relates with people. Everybody's comfortable with talking levels and that kind of thing. If I had to pick an ideal clinic and model it off of something, it would be like a barbershop, right? Because it's something you need, it's a necessity you go to regularly. It's a sense of, in terms of business, is probably the best sense of community I could say in a micro scale. It's something that you go to, all the elements of it. There's going to be clippers. There's going to be someone cutting your hair. There's probably going to be a TV on. There's probably people talking mess or whatever. Everything that's going to be there. Similar to what a doctor's office is. But I think if you kind of take those elements and put it into medicine, it would be extremely helpful. A place where you can go, you would want to go to on a regular basis. And, even if it's just to check in and just say, hey, what's up? Or, be the guy in the corner, playing games or something, just listen to the television or just listen to people talk. Just having that sense of community and environment and regularity to the clinic, I think would be so helpful. Even if it's to the point where you change the furniture in your lobby to something comfortable and you have game systems and television so kids can just come in after school and play. They may not have any health questions, but at least they're in the environment, at least they're interacting, at least they'll be curious about, hey, maybe I'm here, doing my homework, but I was feeling a little funny earlier today in school. Let me go talk to the doctor about it. Or I was feeling a little funny, last week, or my arm was hurting. Let me go talk to the doctor about it. And being that approachable, being that, available, I think would be huge for some people because it is hard to get up off your couch or get out of your bathroom and be like, oh, I felt this, I'm scared as hell, but what if I go and they tell me I have some serious disease or I have something, going on? And I think that trepidation behind it makes it hard to approach clinics or anything in general because you're walking into a cold room with a bunch of strangers, talking to somebody you don't know about something very personal. Yeah. And if you flip that into something that's comfortable, something that is relatable, and something you can find a need for on a regular basis and use as a resource almost, I think that would be the biggest thing that could be helpful for people.
Also, besides the relationship or how the physician approaches the patient, it's also that environment before you see the physician.
Exactly.
So you go and sit in that probably black, white, and cream color room.
Exactly.
Lines of chairs.
Everybody's coughing for some reason.
Exactly. And then you see the kid crying.
Yeah.
And then you go to the reception and it's like, what do you want?
Right. Exactly.
So it's also that environment that probably if it's one way or the other shift away, or at least the first interaction of the receptionist with the patient, instead of, oh, so let me guess, you have no insurance.
Right.
Instead of telling you that, you know what, these are some ways for you to get insurance.
Exactly.
However, we're able to do this and this for you, and maybe next time you come in, you sit down with this person, this time you get insurance, their health insurance, so therefore you're able to see this type of doctors. But it's also, the first impression, when you walk into the building in New York City. When you walk into the building, you see security. If you had a really bad experience once you walking into the door, it's most likely when you sit down there, wait for the doctor 1 or 1 hour and a half, you're going to get up before seeing the doctor and never coming back.
Exactly.
Maybe even having the model that we saw at the Young Men's Clinic, where it's we know that this clinic is specific for people like us, right? Young men of this age range, and I think even just knowing that makes it more comfortable, more, and
because they know they're specializing to you when you go there, so
exactly.
It makes it more comfortable.
And not everybody, like you said, not every doctor is going to be a ham or is going to be charismatic or just naturally that way, but it definitely helps.
Yeah, it helps.
If you can have someone like that, it definitely helps.
Yeah.
And again, going back to your point, Kenroy, having doctors that come from where I come from, that how would you feel if you saw a Jamaican doctor walk in the room? You know what I'm saying? And talk like you, and look like you, and be like, yo, whatever. I don't know how to say talk Jamaican.
Or even piggybacking off what Jesus said before, having a doctor that can be integrated in the community. I think perfectly, Dr. Robles. And he's an extraordinary example.
Yeah, he is.
Where he's from the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
He can practice anywhere he wants, but he just come back to the Bronx and implement certain things, to uplift his people.
That's what's
And
up.
he's a prime example. And I bet money, I don't know if he's trying to look at it through research. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe he's getting a lot more men coming to that clinic. Well, especially if he tells his story and his story is known.
Yeah, it's... But also remember about Dr. Robles, he's a role model for us. He did he go to Cornell, right? Dr. Roberts went to Cornell, so everything that he did was in the area where he supports now. So we're talking now, when we go to any other physician, so where do you ask when you go to school? Michigan, Wisconsin, and then it's like, so where do you grow? West Virginia.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then he but that doesn't mean anything, but it could to us, but it could it could mean something different to another person who has never gone to, who is being skeptical to go to a primary physician. So this is why the Young Men's Clinic is a great example, because once you come in, you already know, as the barbershop, you already know what you're going to get, what is in there. But not only that, all the staff, it's very friendly.
Exactly, yeah.
Even though you probably may hear some kids crying, some people complaining or anything like that, when you see that receptionist, it gives you a good feeling, which is gonna stay there for the 2 or 1 hour, which I never waited that long, but just in case, it's gonna override that. So when and then plus when you see the physician, is the coolest guy ever or the coolest female ever. So
exactly.
That's one of my opinion. Is the interaction between the staff and the patient.
Yeah.
How to get more people coming in, and of course, it will help a little bit about the view of the settings as well. You don't want to make it look, that you're trapped in there or anything like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe just put some beautiful colors in there or anything.
But imagine if you're, I know this would be impossible, but in a dream world, imagine if you walked to the clinic and they had wings in a bar. You would go there all the time.
You never leave.
That's what I'm saying. But what imagine if there's something like that? Or refreshments, or a salad station or something for you to really do stuff. You know what I mean? Have a reason to go besides just health.
The thing I like the most about the Young Men's Clinic is you can go to the counter. Can I have an apple, please?
Oh shoot, that's what's up.
Can I have an apple? Can I have an orange juice or apple juice?
Oh, that's what's up.